Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Hey, Washington. Delta Dental is on a mission. Our state has a lot to smile about, and we think those smiles should be healthy and bright. That's why our Tooth Fairies taught over 30,000 kids the importance of dental care. Whether it's in the classroom or online, they make good habits stick and spread a little magic along the way with free programs, parent resources, and of course, toothbrushes. The Tooth Fairy experience is helping us get closer to being 100% cavity-free. Learn more at cavityfreewa.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. There's a 29-year-old woman. She was on a Spirit Airlines flight to Portland, Oregon on Sunday. And two little kids behind her wouldn't stop kicking her seat. One of them was 3, and the other was 7. She claims she asked their mom to handle it more than once, but mom just ignored her. So the woman waited for the plane to land, grabbed her luggage from the overhead bin, and then attacked the mom. Oh, man.
I mean, that escalated really quickly.
Yeah, it did.
Why don't you just talk to the flight attendant and be like, hey, can we get this figured out? Or can you move me into a different seat?
What, do you want to be civil about this, Steve?
That's true. No, it's a good idea. Just punch the person in the face.
She was, I keep thinking, every time I think of this, though, it's like, that's how you would handle it by maybe just saying, hey, call the flight, can we figure this out? But I was thinking of your dad. I wonder, how would your dad handle it?
Well, I mean, I've had those situations where I've had to turn around and be like, hey, can you tell your kid to stop kicking my seat? Like, I remember one time just a flight to New York, and this kid kept doing it. The first couple times, parents were like, yeah. And it stopped for like a few minutes, and then boom, boom, boom. I'm like, seriously? And eventually they finally were like, move the kid to a different, like they switched the seats.
Yeah.
So he could bother someone else. And I didn't care about that. That's their problem now. But, but it was multiple times. I would never think to punch the person in the face for it though.
Yeah.
Being an adult and all.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you call the flight attendant and of course, you go, look, I hate to do this, but this person's just kicking the hell out of my seat. I don't want this.
I love the woman's like, yeah, I admit to it. I hit her 2 to 3 times in the face with my fist.
Oh, okay. Well, at least we know it was your fist.
Yeah.
Could have been the luggage. I mean, you don't know. I mean, overhead luggage can do some damage. Yeah. And the woman said, yeah, you know what? It's just what she told the cops. You do what you gotta do in that situation. Yeah, she also claimed, though, that the mom hit her first and punched her in the shoulder at some point, but nobody saw that happen. So she's going to face felony assault charges and harassment. And I have every sympathy for why she wanted to retaliate. I can understand her frustration, but that is not how you take care of that situation.
Well, you got to think about how is this all going to end up. Like, okay, you're going to have that moment of satisfaction where you finally just be able to punch somebody in the face, but after that, it's just going to be a massive headache.
Yeah,
no one's going to be like, oh, well, thanks for flying. Here's some wings. We really appreciate you for being a model flight passenger.
I'm not even sure in today's society you can turn around and ask somebody to do anything anymore. It used to be I thought we could handle this person to person, but more and more I'm seeing that the other people do not want to ever think they're doing anything wrong. I've witnessed people basically go, what are you talking about? What's the matter? And it's like, you obviously are in the wrong here, or your children are in the wrong here. The person's being civil, asking you to stop this, and there's a fight that happens because the other person doesn't want to admit that they're wrong or their kids are doing something wrong. So I think now you have to call the flight attendant. Don't even bother asking or having even any interaction with the person bothering you. Yeah.
See, I have no problem saying it a couple times, and then after a while, then it's got to get to the point where it's like, okay, I'm going to just have to, like, I've tried to talk to you like a human being, and you do not realize your child is kicking my seat. All right, now I got to get the flight attendant involved, which I don't want to do. Like, we should be able to just talk, and you should be able to keep eyes on your kid and tell them, hey, stop kicking this person's chair.
Well, this is another reason why I like to fly Alaska Airlines, because that kind of behavior is not tolerated.
Oh, that's why I like to fly in Southwest, because it's encouraged. Chaos is loved.
Oh, you like the chaos. All right, fine.
Kidding.
That's fine.
Spirit.
All right.
Spirit Airlines. That's where this happened on.
Well, of course, again, I don't fly Spirit. I have to tell you, I'm a snob when it comes to airlines. I don't know if there's maybe one or two that you say to me, all right, you can't fly Alaska. I might go on a couple of other airlines, but even still, I'm going to be kicking and screaming.
Really?
Yeah. I read too many stories. I've had too many of my own experiences on other non-Alaska flights. Alaska is the gold standard, in my opinion. And, I fly a lot. They're amazing. They really are amazing.
It's funny. Whenever I do, I always think of you, because I'm like, yeah, BJ's right. These Alaskan flights are way better than any other airlines that I go on. Like, there's no debate, but I'm a fan of, my criteria is whichever one's the cheapest. So,
oh, yeah.
I will get on whatever flight is the cheapest. And then if something stupid happens, more often than not, in my head, it goes, well, you got what you paid for, so just accept it.
Yeah, if you can do that, good for you. I'm the kind of person I want to pay to reduce the stress in my life. I have learned there's no amount of money that's not worth me not stressing out. If you can, but you have a little bit of a better tolerance for life than I do.
Well, I'm also a deep sleeper, and I typically just sleep on a plane.
I know, it's amazing how you do that.
So more often than not, for all I know, people are kicking my chair the entire time, and I have no idea.
I have gotten your nuts so many times because being next to you, and also the flight attendant hands me his food too. Hey.
I knew something felt weird when I woke up.
You're the greatest passenger, because I'll go, oh, he'll eat those. Yeah, bring him here. I know he wants them. And then you don't even know that. I'll be like, they're gone.
Right, and especially if I get that window seat, I'm not going to be in anyone's bubble at all. I lean up against the plane, and I just pass out.
Oh, you're fine. Double the food. Double the food, because I always answer for you. It's great. Oh, yeah, no, my buddy wants everything. What do you got, filet mignon? He wants that. Yeah. He wants 3 drinks.
Here's his credit card. Let me just reach into his pocket. He won't even know.
It's fantastic.
Somebody says there's a reason why my mom, both aunts, and my uncle, all flight attendants for Alaska. Best airline, hands down.
You know what? I mean, look, obviously, you've heard me say good things about him. I've been lucky enough to be the CRO for Alaska.
Chief Radio Officer.
I'm the Chief Radio Officer, so Russell Wilson and I have something in common now.
That's right. Someone just said, isn't BJ the Chief Radio Officer for Alaska?
I am the Chief Radio Officer. But as you know, before I became the Chief Radio Officer, I was long just I was a passenger for the longest time.
You worked your way up.
And I politic like hell. I said, look, anytime Alaska's looking for anybody to say anything good about their airline on the radio, I am in. You just let me know. I will be the guy, because it really is a much different experience. And it's the Nordstrom effect. I really believe that if you're in the Pacific Northwest, like all of us, you've seen how Nordstrom does business, and you go, that's the way to do business. And I feel like Alaska has that same mentality.
It's funny, though, there have been times that happens more often around the holidays when you have to return something, but you go to a place and you're just like, hey, when exchange, like, do you have a receipt? And you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot. Some places just don't accept things without,
oh yeah,
you get so used to it. And then, like, let me find my email. Maybe it's on there.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just frustrating to be in a place, or it's nice that they ask to see like your ID with your credit card, but you realize, I'm in a place where people scam them all the time when they ask, because I very rarely, where I shop, get asked to see my ID when I give a credit card. Mm-hmm. But then over the holidays, I went to some other places because I had to get some places, and you go, I'm in one of these stores where this is what they asked for. Okay.
We went somewhere to return. My wife, I got her something from Lululemon, but I picked the wrong size, so we went there to go return it, and we went during the break. And when we got there, there was like a line outside their door. I'm like, I get it. Like, it's a small store. You can only have so many people. So we get in the line. They're like, oh, do you want to be on our wait list? I'm like, well, isn't by being in line on your wait list? Like, no, everyone's like waiting to sign in for the wait list. Well, how long is that going to be? Like, it's about an hour. Wait until you could get back again to our store, but we'll take your info and we'll text you if when the spot opens.
Oh, that's cool.
That was cool.
That's a good idea.
We didn't have that kind of time to work with, so we're like, we'll come back later. We went to the Tacoma one, and then I had the same situation. Like, it's about a 40-minute wait. I'm like, all right, put us on the wait list. We'll just walk around or whatever. And it's cool, though. They send you like a link, and you can keep tabs on where you are in the line. So it's like, now you're number 7. I'm like, we're moving up. But then if it takes too long, you realize you start getting very aggressive and angry at whoever's in the store in your head. You're like, what is taking this person so long to shop? You're like, it's been at 7 for 20 minutes.
Leave the manager alone, woman.
Right. Stop asking questions. Buy the damn shorts and leave.
I'll tell you,
yes, the leggings make your ass look fat. It's too bad. Go.
Were you doing weekend shopping?
No, this was a Monday.
This was a Monday?
Yeah, Monday in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah. We Sarah and I had a design that we were going to go do our annual holiday shopping, but we were going to on a non-weekend because we were like, you know what? Let's find because we knew there were going to be lines because of 25% capacity.
Right.
And we luck out. I mean, it was like there was no lines anywhere. It was great.
Yeah, that was the only time where we experienced like being in a line. I was like, this is so weird.
Yeah, well, see, I didn't have to go to Lululemon, so I probably didn't even see. There probably were lines in places, but I didn't want to go to those places. Didn't have to, so I didn't even know. I was like, there were no lines for me, but yeah, there probably were lines.
Dick, so I was happy.
There were
the
lines.
athletic store.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah.
Sporting goods.
I see what you're saying. Hey, are you excited for? This is why Peacock. I don't know if these guys succeed. I'll be so surprised.
It's the Peacock. What are we talking about?
The Peacock is the NBC's app.
Oh yeah.
It's their app network, and
I've actually put it to use over the break and tried. Emphasis on trying to watch that Saved by the Bell reboot,
and
I wasn't feeling it.
Yeah,
the intro is terrible. The music that they use, like it's like trying to be like current, like a weird like hip hop version of. I don't know if I can find it, but I remember that song, and it was like this fun, cheesy rock song.
Yeah, and this wasn't it.
No, it's like put me in a bad mood before even the show started. I'm like, I don't even want to watch this show.
I've become such a television snob that I am just not going to fall for subpar writing based on nostalgia. And you got to figure how many good writers are out there, how many good producers, how many good actors, and you got to be thinking, okay, a Saved by the Bell reunion show. What are the chances are this is going to be good?
Right.
I just knowing how all the good shows that are already out there, and also Peacock going, hey, please, pick us up. Is there a pay version of Peacock, or is it completely all free? I got to be thinking they're going to get money from you somewhere.
I feel like there's probably a paid one so you could skip commercials.
Yeah.
You get ads without it.
I
could be wrong, though.
They tried to sell me on the Brave New World, which was a new show. It was a sci-fi thing based on the book. And I thought, all right, and some of the actors were pretty good, but I heard from people, they were saying like, it was meh. And it's like, well, yeah, of course it's going to be meh. How many good shows can there be?
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. So Peacock has Peacock Premium and Peacock Premium Plus. So you can pay $5 or $10 and get 10,000 hours of NBC programming, live news, and sports.
Oh, I see what's going on. So it's like the more you spend, the more The Office you get.
Basically, yeah.
The TV show. That's so fun. They know their audience. Like, there's people that just want Peacock so they could watch The Office. Well, like with the free version, you could get seasons 1 and 2. With the premium, you could unlock every episode plus extended cuts, and then with the plus, you get everything, all of The Office.
Well, how about this? If that's not enough to get you in there, how about Punky Brewster? Oh yeah, it's going to be coming back on February 25th. And Soleil Moon Frye is good. It started, obviously her, and she's coming back.
Yeah,
along
what
with,
is she doing?
Sure, I don't. What is she doing?
Right?
She's cashing her check.
Well, I mean, no one's like. I don't think anyone's been beating down Soleil Moon Frye's door to be an actor on their show.
See, this is
I
what
don't
gets
blame her
me.
for taking this gig.
Is this what they think is going to get people? Look, CBS is. They came out with Star Trek and Twilight Zone. They knew there were people that dug that, and they put money into it because both shows they put a ton of money into it. Whether you like or not, it doesn't matter. I feel like they put quality writing and they put money into those shows. I was willing to pay because I knew they were serious about it. I just can't think there's nothing on NBC's Peacock that makes me think I should want to pay money.
Well, and I hope that the Saved by the Bell theme or the Punky Brewster theme is better than this new Saved by the Bell theme. I do not like this.
What do we got? Okay.
When I wake up in the morning, the alarm gives out a warning. I don't think I'll ever make it on time.
Right? Wait till the chorus comes. It's like.
It's just in time. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. 'Cause I'm saved by the bell.
Okay. Is this to get younger people to like it?
Yeah, it
Or
was sung
deaf
by
people.
Lil Yachty.
Oh, that was sung by Lil Yachty?
Yep.
Oh, well, there you go. That's,
Well, that's probably his best song, but it still sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the dumbest theme.
Yep.
And but though I don't think anyone's going to go pay extra money to go see Punky Brewster it's more like sprinkles on top of an ice cream cone. I'm thinking like, hey, you have Peacock, now look what you got. You also got Punky Brewster. You can enjoy it.
Well, see, to me, that's a failure waiting to happen. Look, if you love The Office, great. But I think you got to have some original programming that really makes people go, okay, I want to do this. Because I wouldn't do CBS if they didn't have the shows that I wanted. They only offered them there, and that's why I'm doing it. Otherwise, they go, you get all the CBS shows there ever were. I can get those pretty much whenever I want to because I have cable.
You know what's ruined it for me though now is and here's my daily nod to Cobra Kai, because they did such a great job with the reboot of that. Like anything, like if you're going to do Punky Brewster, you better figure out a fun twist to it to make it worth my time. If it's just like, oh, now Punky's older and that's it. Like, no, like give me something. Like maybe like Punky's a sex worker. I don't know. Like give me something.
Punky's a sex worker. I would watch that show.
Something different that makes it so like, okay, like you've added an edge to it. You've added a twist to it. Because man, Rev, I don't know if you've gotten yet to the end of season 2 of Cobra Kai.
No. Oh. We were still only finished season 1.
I'll get cracking on it, man, because
I have other projects. I had to watch Wonder Woman last night.
Oh, we haven't even talked about that. All right, we have to talk about that in the future.
Oh, boy, do we ever.
Yeah, we do.
Dude, the final episode of season 2 has the most ridiculous and awesome fight scene at a high school. It's the greatest thing I've ever witnessed. Like, it keeps going and going to the point where my wife's like, are they still fighting? I'm like,
really?
Yes. It is amazing. It's so over the top and cheesy, but it's so great because it's like an epic action fight, but with high schoolers, and it's awesome.
Interesting.
I'm going to tell you this, Steve. YouTube Premium, because it was their main show. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they put money into it because they realized, look, if we're going to get people to buy YouTube Premium, we're going to make sure that Cobra Kai is the best it can be. I just don't see this. I just didn't. Not everybody puts their best foot forward. They just go, hey, like you said, sprinkles. Maybe people will just tune in. But I'm savvy to that. It's like if it's crap, forget about it. If you're not even going to put the time into it,
right?
And it doesn't feel like. That whole theme is lame. I don't even want to watch a Saved by the Bell reunion.
I can't wait till we get to talk to Rev about Wonder Woman, though.
And Vicky saw it too, I think, right?
I saw most of it before falling asleep.
Okay, well, that tells you a lot right there.
No, it doesn't.
I wasn't feeling good yesterday.
It took us 3 tries to finish it.
Vicky, don't try to be Steve's buddy. I mean, you've already pretty much told us.
Not to try, she is Steve's buddy.
But she alters her own tastes just so that she doesn't agree with me.
No.
Yeah. See, there you go. We got a woman that had a dream where her husband cheated on her. So, of course, what did she do? She stabbed him. That's what you're supposed to do. He cheated in the dream. He deserved it. Yeah, I'll tell you all about this at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load, terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Everything is better electrified. Like the guitar, toothbrushes, or cars. And Hyundai has the widest range of electrified vehicles on the market, including the first ever Tucson and Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. You can use electric when you want it or gas when you need it. It's your journey. Evolve it beyond the pump in the 2022 Tucson or Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer or learn more at HyundaiUSA.com. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
Hey, Washington. Delta Dental is on a mission. Our state has a lot to smile about, and we think those smiles should be healthy and bright. That's why we support our Cora Foundation Smile-Mobile. This dental office on wheels provides checkups and oral health education to communities that need it most. The Smile-Mobile has reached over 44,000 children and families across Washington. See how the Smile-Mobile is getting us closer to a 100% cavity-free state at cavityfreewa.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. On Saturday night, a 33-year-old woman by the name of Lindsay from Mississippi had a dream where her husband cheated on her.
Uh-oh.
And apparently this dream felt so real that when she woke up, she did the right thing. She grabbed a knife and stabbed that cheating man several times while he was sleeping. I'll show you, you cheater. Yeah, he needed surgery.
Is he going to be okay?
Fortunately, he's going to be okay. So that's the good news. The bad news is he's married to Lindsay. She was arrested for aggravated and domestic assault. Is that her mugshot?
Oh, yeah. She's not smiling in her mugshot. I'm very disappointed. Nor would she be on mugshot bays.
Yeah, see, Lindsay looks like she needs some help. That is, a disturbed person's looking face right there. That's what it is.
I don't understand that. Like, I've been in relationships before where someone was upset with me because of what I did to them in the dream.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I remember just staring at them, and I had such confusion. Like, I was like, how do I tactfully tell them that they're being an idiot without saying you're being an idiot, because that's only going to make the argument about me being rude, calling them an idiot. So I went down, can you just go back to bed and yell at the dream version of me, because I didn't do it. Like, that you have an issue with Dream Steve.
Yeah, Dream Steve's a jerk.
Awake Steve is woke.
He's a good dude. You're woke. That's the whole idea of being awake.
Woke
you're
Steve
woke.
is good Steve.
Yeah, the Dream
Steve's a douche. I know. He does terrible things.
He's a rotten guy.
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate that I think in my relationship, when my wife's a moron, I tell her. Like, I don't have that, happy wife, happy life. I've never been that guy.
Right.
I have been the person to go, I'm sorry, but you're being stupid right now, and I'm going to tell you you're being stupid right now. You knew this when you married me. I am not going to mince words. Don't come at me with this ridiculousness. I mean, I'm sorry, but, my wife finally, it's been many, many years, finally said, I don't think I'm so good with money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, really? What do you know? She's like, yeah, I think I would have made some bad decisions had you not been there to tell me not to do that.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, it's nice that she at least knows, but if she had any idea the stress she put me through as I tried to just go, you can't do the things you want to do. Nobody's going to magically quadruple your money. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way.
Maybe she was dreaming they would.
Well, it could very well be dreaming. And I don't root for anybody to lose, but I look at all of her friends that engage in these Ponzi schemes, and they're all in a financial mess.
Oh, none of them are rich?
No, none of them are. And they are all,
Wouldn't it be funny if one of them, all of a sudden she pulls up, in a nice brand new Tesla, and you're like, where'd you get that money? He's like, that Nigerian prince, he bought it for me.
Yeah, it hasn't happened.
No,
the Nigerian prince has never come through for anybody, or, the fact that you buy this particular currency from another country or whatever the heck scheme. Asian latex gloves, I was told to buy into that scheme.
How'd that go for you?
I didn't do it. I finally met a person in my life that had brains, and I would take this person. He was such a good dude. He would go everywhere.
You can say my name. It's fine.
Yeah, that's it. Steve would come with me and tell me how to make all the... Hey, a lot of folks, of course, including you, you were in love with the Cobra Kai series.
Dude, it's so crazy because every morning also there's a bunch of texts. People just text it in. I love Cobra Kai. Seasons 2 and 3 were the best, and I love how they use the original people from the original movie in the series. Also on Netflix, there is a special called Netflix After Party about Cobra Kai, and they talk about the series and interview some of the stars. Also, comedian Bill Burr is a part of it, but spoiler alert if you haven't watched all 3 seasons yet.
What, Bill Burr is part of Cobra Kai?
No, part of this the after party. Where they talk about Cobra Kai.
Because Bill Burr was a huge star in The Mandalorian. He was only in a couple of episodes, but both of them, he was great.
Yeah, but he had a better arc than some of the main characters in the main movies.
Well, you're right. No doubt about it.
So, yeah, we're loving Cobra Kai. We just now started season 3, and I want to just, spend a whole day and just get it over with. But then I'm also sad because I'm then it's just done.
Yeah, my wife and I were talking about that because she hadn't watched the last episode of The Mandalorian, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" Season 2, last episode. I
don't want to give up on the show.
I'm chomping at the bit. I want to see your reaction to that last episode. She's like, "I don't want it to be over." I'm like, "Hey, that's not me." I'm like, "Let's go."
Yeah, usually we bang out a couple episodes a day. I think I'm just going to stop it at 1 episode a day just so it lasts longer.
Oh, good call.
Oh, I have one friend, he watched it when it came out on a Friday. That Saturday, he got up in the morning and just watched the entire season.
That's the Vicky B maneuver.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vicky doesn't let anything last. She will binge the hell out of it.
Although it did take me forever to finally watch the Serenity movie, which is the movie that came after the show Firefly, but I ended up having it spoiled the day I was going to watch it by Alan Tudyk himself, who was in the movie.
Yeah, well,
right before watching it at a special Comic-Con. Alan Tudyk.
Oh, he's got the greatest name ever, Alan Tudyk.
How do you spell that?
Tudyck,
or CK or K, yeah. Alan Tudyk is. You've probably seen him, Steve. I know the greatest name. He's the greatest.
I don't click on those thumbnails.
He's the greatest character actor, probably at least in the world of sci-fi. But
and voice acting.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He is anything he's in, he makes better. He's that good.
Steve the Pirate in Dodgeball. For those who don't remember.
Okay, that's about the only thing Steve would remember, I think, is
That's what I was hoping
Dodgeball.
for. No.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list, and I don't think there's anything that...
Yeah, this guy, he doesn't ring a bell.
Oh, he was in a Rick and Morty.
Yeah, but says a voice.
I only watched one episode. So.
Maybe it was that one episode.
He's mostly a sci-fi guy, and it's because of the fact of the people's love for Firefly. Did you watch Firefly, Vicky, and then finally get to Serenity? Is that what happened?
I had bought the DVD to watch Serenity, but like Steve, I'm like, I don't want it to be over yet, and I watch the movie, it's going to be done, and I won't have anything left.
Yeah.
I want it to be special.
Spoiler alert, Alan Tudyk's character has a pivotal something happening to him in the movie, and of course he's going to come out because the movie's what?
Johnny Lawrence in
Is the movie
Cobra
10?
Kai.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Forever years old, I guess. But
So
they had a special screening for Comic-Con, I think at the Cinerama, and I got tickets. I'm like, this is going to be the perfect way to end the series. I'm going to watch it on the big screen. Alan Tudyk's there, and he spoils it right before I go watch.
Because you were probably the only person going to that screening that had never seen the movie.
Exactly. And I had spent my entire time never getting this. Like, for somebody who looks at as many memes as I do, I'd never been spoiled somehow.
So, before the movie played, you're in the theater, and he just tells you everything that's about to happen?
Yeah, he was talking.
You should yell at him. Be like, spoiler alert, you jerk.
And I'm like turning to my friends. I'm like, wait, that happens?
Oh, yeah.
Aww.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just waiting the entire time for that scene to happen. I'm like, yep, it happens.
In all fairness, in his head, he's probably thinking, I'm preaching to the choir.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, she was literally.
No harm.
Yes.
I would bet money, Steve, she was the only person in there that had not seen it.
Unless, like, somebody brought their significant other that didn't really care, but...
Yeah.
Like, it was like a special moment, and I didn't want it to be over, and if it had to be over, this was going to be...
So you learned a lesson.
Yeah, might as well just watch it all at once, get it over with.
No one is... I think that the moratorium is like at least, to me, a moratorium is 2 weeks. If you haven't seen something in 2 weeks, I'm sorry. I got no sympathy for you. Figure it out. But 10 years? I mean, come on. That's enough time to see anything.
Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie. To fill you in, Steve, he actually dies, so it's a pretty epic scene to get spoiled for you beforehand.
Oh.
Yeah, I wasn't going to spoil in case there was another Vicky out there waiting.
This movie came out in 2005, mind you.
16 years.
Whoa, okay.
You
Yeah,
can
my
spoil
phone.
Take that off my cue.
Yeah, sorry, Steve.
What is the show? Serenity Now? We're talking about
Serenity now. Don't worry about it. You'll never watch this show.
So what's going on with Cobra Kai? Because you mentioned it.
Yeah, I did. Well, because we were shocked yesterday to find out that Ralph Macchio is 59 years old.
Dude.
And he just turned 59 in November. By the way, that was 2 months after I turned 60. So the guy's only 1 year younger than me, and I guarantee you guys would think he's 10 years younger than me at least.
Oh, dude, there was a moment yesterday while we were watching Cobra Kai, and I looked at my wife and I'm like, I can't believe this guy is almost 60. It's insane how good he looks for being... Not that I'm not saying 59. It's like you should look like crap, but I'm framing it based off of you, and you look really good.
Exactly. You can look at me, bro, and this is probably what it should look like. Ralph Macchio's made a deal with the
He
devil.
looks like 39.
So he's actually now saying it's not the first time anyone said this to him. So he's sharing his secret to his eternal youth, and Ralph says, "quote I blame my parents. They both look very young for their age. I have a youthful energy about me for some reason."
Also, I got to have him as his parents as my parents.
That's what you got to do.
I'm screwed.
He says a healthy lifestyle doesn't hurt, but I think I've just gotten lucky in the gene department. Okay, are you telling me, Ralph, that you haven't had any work done? If he wants me to believe he hasn't had any work done, then yes, I'm going to say fantastic.
I'm no like plastic surgeon connoisseur. I've watched an episode or two of Botched, but I don't notice anything on him that makes him look like he's gotten work done. Like, when someone ggets Botox, like part of their face looks paralyzed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like certain things. Like there's nothing on him that looks. Maybe he keeps his hair, he dyes his hair. I'd imagine that's all he does.
I feel like, though, because we know there are performers that look pretty damn good. They have a plastic surgeon that knows when to say no or says no, really. Like Julia Roberts is another one. If she's had work done, how do you know? She doesn't look like she has work done, but at the same time, Julia Roberts looks very youthful.
Right. There's some people that just go completely balls out, and it shows.
And she's got really light skin, so like every crack would show on Julia Roberts. So I feel like she's had to have some work done. Now, Ralph Macchio, I think his skin's a little darker than hers, so that helps. So the darker your skin, the easier it is to hide the wrinkles. But still, I would be shocked. Would you bet money that he hasn't had work done? I think I might want to take that bet.
No, I'm not going to put any money on something like that.
Really?
I don't know.
Vicky,
I don't know.
You want to bet?
How are we going to find out if he has or not? Are we
You
going to
tweet him.
Tweet
Yeah,
him,
you
hey,
tweet
have
him,
you
say,
had plastic
Ralph.
surgery?
Yes.
Say you got a bet with an idiot who's 60 years old that's jealous. I'm sure he would definitely tweet back, and even he would lie. He wouldn't care. Somebody would get breakfast. So he says he's lucky in the gene department, healthy lifestyle, and his parents, and that's why he's so young looking.
Okay, we've got to get to this. I want to hear what the Rev has to say about Wonder Woman.
Oh, you're doing it now. Wonder Woman 1984.
I don't know if I can wait any longer, BJ.
And
It's killing you, man.
And Vicky as well, who said she fell asleep and didn't even make her way all the way through.
I feel like, okay, if I had to guess, I feel like Vicky is being entertained by it, and I don't think the Rev liked it.
I got news for you. Vicky, I'm going to say this before we even start. Your credibility is on the line.
Don't get swayed by BJ
yeah,
Shea.
look at
She
that.
gets swayed by his son's opinion.
No, BJ gets swayed by Joe all the time,
All
and
the
I've
time.
seen it. I've seen him shift. When Joe starts talking, he's like, no, I think you're
totally.
right. I changed my mind.
Oh, dude, when we got that group text about him hating Wonder Woman, I'm like, I feel like I'm just reading what Joe probably thinks.
Yes.
Listen, you see me having a fight with my son all the time about things.
Not
So I
about
don't-
movies. I feel like
movies
I
and
feel like
TV?
you're very easily swayed by your son's opinion
All right.
when it comes to movies.
Go back and listen to BJ Shea's Geek Nation. Vicky,
That's
you've
what you're
been
going to.
there.
Yeah, I've been there,
All
and
right.
you agree with him.
Okay,
Because we fight about this.
We never agree on Voyager, but all right, let's
Like
talk
Star
Wonder
Trek
Woman.
Voyager.
Okay, Wonder Woman. All right, Vicky, what did you think so far? I know you're not done with it yet.
So far, I mean, I don't hate it. Like, it's fine. It's like, I
don't hate it.
I'm sitting here with low expectations because everyone has been crapping on it, so I'm waiting for things to go bad, kind of like I did with Fantastic Four. But nothing's gone bad yet. Like it's
fine.
Visually, it's gorgeous. I love the opening scene. It was really beautiful. But I could definitely tell
That opening scene should be in 4DX.
Yes.
Like, even my wife and I thought that. Like, this would have been the best 4DX movie just for that opening scene.
That
Exactly.
opening scene was so useless. But anyway,
That last sentence was useless.
Yeah.
that really was. That opening scene could have been 5 minutes long, and they could have got their point across.
Okay,
it
now
was-
the Rev,
All right, Rev.
who's way more, I think gets way more nerdy about movies than Vicky
Vicky's so lame,
or myself.
by the way. Vicky's so lame.
No,
How
Vicky's
am I
right.
lame?
Because you didn't agree with him.
I didn't agree with you, and I didn't say like, "Oh my god, I loved it,"
That's
even though
why
I've
you're
only
lame.
seen half of it. Like,
You're so Switzerland.
Right, I mean, I
God.
feel like you have like you saw so much hate on social media for this movie. So when I'm watching, I'm like, I don't get why people hate it that much. I think it's fine. It's an entertaining film. I enjoyed it.
Oh my
I didn't say it's the greatest movie ever. It's no Pootie Tang, but I think it was really good.
Yeah. Vicky will never watch this movie again.
Well, she hasn't finished it, so maybe
I have resolution
doubt,
issues. I need to see the rest.
I doubt that you'll finish it.
I
That's
know
my
she'll
belief.
I want to see if Kristen Wiig gets sexier.
Okay, well,
Spoiler
if that's your
alert.
only
Spoiler,
reason.
yes.
Again, that's
Yeah.
the only thing I ever heard
Oh,
about
yeah.
this. By the way, that's all we ever hear about this movie. Well, hot. It's like that. The reason I want to is because somebody's
No,
hot.
it's an added bonus to it.
That's not the only reason to watch movies.
Well, Kristen Wiig for the longest time has been a comedic actress, and to see her in a superhero movie in being like the sexy
Oh, you
chick,
don't think she was comedic? I thought her performance was ridiculously comedic in this movie.
I mean, it's been like
was a
she's
joke.
playing a character, like she's playing like a weird, goofy, nerdy chick.
Yeah, this. I hate
Like-
this movie. You know what? The
I know
anger
you
is
hate him
bubbling
so
up.
much. I don't even need to say anything.
All right, what does Rev say though? Rev is the guy. He's the linchpin.
Yes.
You know what? To be perfectly honest, I enjoyed the film, and
Wow.
it wasn't. It
That's
wasn't
surprising.
a good movie, but it was a fun movie. And like, I don't know what your guys' expectations are, but come on, it's a superhero movie based on mythology, like all of the ridiculous things. You got to accept these things and be like, okay, well, this is where they're going with the story, so you should accept what is happening.
Right, if the movie started and said, like, when movies go based on a true story, then I'd be like, okay, this is bullcrap, you know? But
I
it's
mean,
a comic book movie about a superhero.
And you were like bagging on the opening scene, and I'm like, the opening scene sets up this movie perfectly well, because if you're going to allow an 8-year-old to actually compete against like really like adults and still come out nearly on top, this is where you're going to be going with the movie. And I mean, this is a universe with Aquaman, with Superman, with literally Superman, a baby who came from another planet, and you're bagging on like the reality of
the
it.
believability of it.
Will you ever watch this movie again?
Yeah.
You really will?
Yeah.
Oh, I
it's
would-
a beautiful
okay.
movie. I didn't get to watch it in 4K, and I want to watch it in Ultra 4K
All right.
because there's a lot of stuff in this that was absolutely beautiful, and I would love to see it in a theater. I'm not going to go to a theater, but I would love to see it in that ultra, just that high definition, to see it like that.
Especially the opening scene. It was just like, whoa, this
the
is
opening
pretty
scene,
awesome.
even like the 4th of July scene. Like when they're in the jet.
Oh, my God, I hated that
A
scene.
plane can't fly through a bunch of fireworks, so it would explode.
It's a superhero movie.
I know,
Who
but
cares?
these were the tweets that I was getting from people that were mad at me because I enjoyed the movie. I didn't say the movie's the greatest movie of all time.
Right? Yeah.
I wrote, for me, I enjoyed it, but God forbid I enjoy something that you don't enjoy.
It's not going to win Oscars, but it's not a fun movie.
But you have to remember now, you're going to have to understand that then every movie you don't like that doesn't make sense, people can give you the same argument. Just
But
remember that in your future in life.
No,
because this movie did not make sense in so many places.
Well, a lot of people were giving me a hard time for liking it because it was about the believability of certain things. Like, how could that, how could this disappear? How could that happen?
There was a lot of things that were
But I'm like, we have to suspend all belief when we're watching a superhero movie. Like, there's nothing believable about a woman that has magical lassos.
Now, Steve, here's the thing. You get to say that.
Yes, I do.
I'm just pointing out to the Vickies and the Revs of the world. I never want to hear them say there are plot holes in movies that are sci-fi.
So of course there's plot holes, but also you can deal with those plot holes by just continuing on the movie.
It's like with the Star Wars
And I can
movies.
actually probably argue a lot of these plot holes because I feel there's a lot of stuff, and this is going to get like super deep on all it, so I don't know if we have enough time. You can't, there's some things you can just accept and move on, and there's some things that I feel that you just didn't pay attention to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? We'll talk more about that on BJ Shea's Geek Nation.
Yeah.
We're gonna have we're not gonna call it a Wonder Woman spectacular. We're gonna call it a Wonder Woman S-tacular.
You rude.
I'm very rude. But I just will say this. If in fact people say I'm going to suspend my disbelief because it's a fantasy movie or superhero movie, which, by the way, Steve, you get to say that because you always say that. Mm-hmm. But now if somebody comes to me and goes, how can you like X? And then they tell me all the plot holes, and again, it's a fantasy or sci-fi movie.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Well, I mean,
each movie is based on its own things.
Okay, that sounds ridiculous.
Darth BJ.
This movie has more plot holes than any movie you could point to, but we'll have that discussion.
I would love to hear every one of your plot holes so I can close them up.
This might be my first time listening to BJ Geek Nation to listen to you two fight about this.
And I'm going to let Joe lead the way because Joe, I mean, he's the guy you got to convince, and Joe will kick your ass.
One of the things
because if you change Joe's opinion, BJ's opinion will change as well.
So all I have to do is influence Joe.
Yes. Smart man, he follows the right opinion.
That's right. That's right.
It was a super long movie. They could have cut some stuff out.
They could have cut an hour out of that movie.
Dude, I don't think an hour.
Oh, yes. My God, help me.
That was the thing I agree. But that's my opinion on every movie. So it's not even like I'm not saying this as a disrespect to Wonder Woman. I feel like this is just how Hollywood is. We do not need every movie to go 2.5 hours. Like, that could have been a 2-hour movie, probably an hour and 45 minutes, and that would have been perfect. I miss the days of 90-minute movies, man. I don't need 2.5 hours to feel like I got my money's worth. In fact, you're just wasting my time at that point.
That movie, I would have loved that movie at 90 minutes. I mean, I would have loved it. I would have been okay with that movie at 90 minutes. Like, everything Rev said, I would have been okay with.
That's why you watch it in 3 increments. Like, you should just watch it in 3, fall asleep, watch it again.
Yeah, I don't.
If I didn't have to watch it all last night, I would have done that.
Yeah.
Then it doesn't feel very long.
I'm going to tell you this
just
right
watching
now.
like a TV show.
I said it before and I'll say it again. I would rather watch Josh Trank's Fantastic Four again than have to watch Wonder Woman 84 again.
I've gone back and watched that again, and you don't.
No, I will. I do. I mean, only because I at least like the Fantastic Four.
I thought the same thing.
Well, I am pleasantly surprised that the Rev has a similar opinion in that it was an enjoyable film.
I am surprised because the Rev is the biggest nitpicker, almost up to me. I mean, really, when it comes to like plot holes, I can't. But I guess Rev finally is. I think what's happened is COVID has changed everybody.
Oh, so he lost his taste. He got COVID and lost his taste.
I mean, I have not lost my taste because of COVID. Because here's what a lot of people said. You're right.
He lost his taste in movies. He can still eat. He taste out. He can smell. He just lost his taste in movies.
You're right,
Thanks,
Steve.
Rona.
He has lost his taste. He got the COVID. I think a lot of people.
It's a weird strain.
I think a lot of people, because they haven't seen any movies, wanted this to be good, whether it was or not. I think there's something about that halo effect.
But I could use that argument and why I think a lot of people crapped on it. They just wanted, they had high expectations because finally they have a movie to watch, and then it didn't live up to what they wanted, and they were mad.
Well, you know what? I can't say no to that because I'm a crapper. So, it might be the reason.
You certainly
We'll discuss it more. What's it going to be, the Friday episode of BJ Shea's Geek Nation with Wonder Woman 84?
No, it'll be a little bit beyond that.
Okay, then. All right.
Wednesday. Next Wednesday.
Well, next Wednesday we're going to wait. So, see?
Well, we got to talk about stuff like Mandalorian and stuff, too.
See, if it was a good movie, Steve, we would talk about it on Friday.
Please.
Yeah, see, that's right. All right, yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
What farm animal did George Washington introduce to the U.S.?
Sheep?
No.
Goat?
No.
Cow?
No. What is the largest country in
Apples.
South? Apples?
Yes. Apple's a great animal. I love it. All right, so the correct answer, of course, is mule. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's a question from a listener. My house is currently in foreclosure. I've stopped making payments. What can I do to save my house?
If you're already in foreclosure behind on your mortgage, you can stop the foreclosure by filing a bankruptcy. There's different types of bankruptcy. Chapter 13 can help you catch up on your house payments if you're behind. It would mean that you'd have to start making your house payments again and catch up on the amount that you're behind over 5 years. You could also take off or strip off your second mortgage, which would help you to reduce your housing payment every month, especially once you're done with the plan and done catching up on your first mortgage. We could also try to buy you some time by filing a Chapter 13 case. Filing a Chapter 13 would definitely stop your foreclosure.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Hey, Washington, Delta Dental is on a mission. Our state has a lot to smile about, and we think those smiles should be healthy and bright. That's why our tooth fairies taught over 30,000 kids the importance of dental care. Whether it's in the classroom or online, they make good habits stick and spread a little magic along the way with free programs, parent resources, and of course, toothbrushes. The Tooth Fairy experience is helping us get closer to being 100% cavity-free. Learn more at cavityfreewa.com.